How many times have you told yourself maybe, maybe later, maybe someday, maybe when I'm ready? Well, what if life is telling you? What if life is waiting for you to cross out the may and just be? Hello, everyone. This is Doris Victoria, your personal soul empowerment and conscious millionaire coach. And I am so happy to connect with you today because I saw this powerful sign today, just a simple word, but the way it was written was pure poetry. So it was maybe was the word, and may was crossed out with red lines, leaving only be. So how many times have you asked yourself in your life, when will I, maybe that day that I'm ready, I start fully living when, blah, 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 maybe later. Well, that later, my dear one, could be too late. So if you have been waiting for a sign to live fully, to be fully authentic, to be free, choose freedom over bondage and attachment, this is it. I mean, what else can you do if you're not starting to live right now? So I was reflecting about this, and I invite you already to write in the chat, what do you perceive? What is the first message that you perceive? Because whenever we see something, it will touch the one that needs to see it, it needs to hear it. And for me, it was definitely a sign. By the way, I am here in beautiful Davos in the Swiss Alps. It is raining today, but it's still beautiful. It's cold and freezing, but I'm really enjoying every moment here. And as I was walking through the forest, I see the changes here as well. So I'm going to share with you what my message was out of it. And that was channeled, basically, that was given to me. And this is why I'm inviting you to write in the chat what you get when you see this sign, this just maybe, and then may being crossed out. So I saw how many trees have been taken down here. Davos is a very natural place, used to be very natural, a very small, tiny, beautiful mountain village on 1,600 meters above sea level. So it's pretty cold here already. It actually was snowing last night. There was sure snow on the mountaintops this morning, which was beautiful, very romantic. Anyway, so I saw how many trees have been taken down and how naked some places appear, and how many more new buildings have been growing, and how this beautiful ancient mountain village that once you could only hear the bells from sheep or cows, which was, bells are actually the seventh dimension. They're bringing in very, very harmonic tones. So if you're hearing bells, then that's always a good sign. And I loved sitting in nature and just hearing those bells and listening to the movement of those bells and how they rang in those different, how they were echoing through the dimensions. So I was walking through one of my favorite places. This is like a high path through the forest, but there was no more forest. There's new forest growing now, but all the old trees, including power trees, like we have a lot of firs up here, and power trees are those that are growing in 2 trunks from one root, or even 3 or sometimes 4 trunks. Even those were taken down, and it made me really, really sad. And then I saw a sign saying why they actually need to kill local animals. There used to be a lot of deer here, all kinds of deer, all kinds of mountain animals, and why they need to kill them. And the message was a little bit confusing. I was left with, actually, I was first a little bit amused about the message, because they were saying they need to kill these animals because not only they're being pushed back because they're building more and more and Davos becomes more and more concrete, but also they said that now the animals are eating trees and things like that, and they're actually damaging things, and this is why they need to kill them. And first, when I read this, I was laughing out loud. I was just like, okay, so people are being sold for dump here now as well, because those messages and that those buildings are necessary, you know, I don't necessarily agree with it. Because if every one of us is conscious about having a child and is really committed and ready to change their lives, because having a child means to be living somebody else's life. So I think if we would be conscious, more conscious about our population, human population, then animals and forest and nature could as well live, because we are meant to live in harmony with nature. We are not meant to be here and destroy all kinds of green. I mean, what future are we leaving our children? Trees is what is giving us peace. You know, look at those places where there's a lot of criminality. Oftentimes, those are not natural places. People that are in little villages where there's lots of old trees and a lot of green, those people are usually very kind and connected. So look at how building and over constructing is kind of like numbing down the sense of connection as well. And even growing aggression because of the noise. There's going to be constant noise. There's not going to be peaceful noises anymore, like rivers flowing or birds singing. There's going to be machines, or there's going to be, cleaning machines, whatever. But it's not the same as if you are finding yourself next to a beautiful old mother tree that is just holding space for you and protecting you. So back to my message, I got very angry about how they were selling that they need to kill nature and they need to kill the animals for human beings. I got angry about this message. And I was like, well, you cannot just sell people for dumb. People are not dumb, and the awareness is already growing. People become more and more conscious. The last big lie that they have tried to sell humankind has been already decoded. Everyone knows that it was a big flop, and everyone knows that, that apparently deadly disease, many of those with a healthy immune system had it and are still alive and are still kicking and are still, vital. Because it's all about our immune system. It's all about our consciousness. It's all about what we are telling ourselves. And if we are believing what the so-called authorities are saying, or if we're being honest and we are believing the voice within, that divine voice, that intuitive voice that always knows the truth. So as I was walking and I was kind of angry because I felt compassion with people that would buy into those lies. I mean, to me, it was a lie. I got the sign. My guides were just, what I got is, okay, then why am I here? I'm here and I'm getting angry. I came here to find peace and quiet, being away from machine noise, being away from people destroying nature. This is what's going on in southern France. So I just needed peace and quiet. And now I come here and I see that. And the message that I got was, we need you here so that you can shine your light. And just by your consciousness, I was like, okay, I'm here now. How can I help? Then what is it that I can do, And that's when I got the sign. That's when I got the intuitive hit. Just be. And I was like, yes, but I'm here and I'm angry. And then the message was, be fully yourself, be happy. We need you here just with your pure joy, just with your cosmic, just with my consciousness. The message I got is, sometimes it's difficult to put it in words, and forgive me if I'm looking for words because this is the first time I'm doing it. This has all happened today, and I just needed to share that with you because you are near and dear to my heart. And when I see something like this, then I definitely need to share it. And I know there's many out there who need to hear this now. So the message I got was, by you knowing that this is not true, your thoughts are going into a collective consciousness. And because your thoughts are moving into that collective consciousness, everyone who is ready, who is looking for answers, who is looking for the truth, will receive your thoughts, will receive a different consciousness, and will, thanks to you, wake up. So this is the message that I really want to share with you today. If you are in a place and you don't know why, and coming back to our maybe message, I saw this beautiful connection in it, you know. If you are at the place and you don't know why, just be. Be happy, be who you are, speak your truth. Do not play games in order to fit in. Do not dim your light in order to connect with others or in order to feel a sense of belonging. You belong to a divine force that is bigger than any belonging to a human group, which is important. I'm not saying that it's not important. In fact, it has been proven that a like-minded community of like-minded people can enhance your health and even prolong your life. This is how important it is. But if you are in a place where you're not constantly happy, when you're not completely happy because the outside circumstances are triggering for you, whether it is a relationship or a job or whatever, remember, your thoughts and your growth, thanks to this contrast that you are getting from the outside circumstances, is what is kind of like illuminating the collective consciousness, and then, you know, being distributed to everything who is open to receive it now. So never think that your existence here on earth doesn't matter. You matter. Everything you feel matters. Everything you think matters. You know, even when you're critical, when you do critical thinking, which was actually part of my, when I went to college in the US and I studied philosophy, critical thinking was a very important topic. And if you are a critical thinker, kind of like I am, you know, I'm always questioning what we are being told from the so-called authorities, because my own authority is God within. It's the divinity within myself. It's that voice that I'm listening to. And it is that voice that when we're fully committing to being guided by that voice, our entire life will change. We will finally be free. We will lose all kinds of attachments to people, to things, to anything. And you can be authentically yourself. So this was the message I got, that it is important for us light workers to be authentically and free who we are, sharing our feelings in a very kind way, because we don't want to hurt others, because hurting others means we're hurting ourselves, which is a sign of a lack of self-love. And we light workers know better. We know that we cannot do anything without, you know, anything that is hurting others without hurting ourselves. So anyway, back to my message. I'm kind of like going into all dimensions, but this is who I am. If you are in a place where the circumstances are constantly triggering you, your thoughts about those circumstances matter. So what you can do as a first place is to never allow outside circumstances to dim your light or to numb your happiness. Your happiness, beloved light worker, is, remember, is that thing. It's like the sun shining into the crystal, so that then the crystal can leave a lot of rainbows all around you. You know, when you have those crystals hanging in your window, if there's no sun shining, there's no rainbows, no little rainbows in your room. But as soon as the sun is shining, meaning that you are illuminating yourself by your joy, that's when you can leave those thousands of little rainbows, meaning you will leave a spark in this person, and you will leave a spark in this person, and then this person will wake up because of you. Or you plant a seed in this person's head that will think about something that you said and will actually get back onto the right path because of something you said. So this was my message for you today. I hope it makes sense. I know I went a little bit into all directions, but it was very, very important to share this message with you, because for me it was, we always try to complicate things. Our mind is trying to complicate things all the time. But the truth, dear ones, is always simple. It's always simple. So the message I got was, just be yourself, be joyfully yourself. Your joyful consciousness will illuminate the place around you so that trees can grow faster, so that nature can restore, so that animals can reproduce faster, so that humankind, those that have bad intentions in their agenda, will not win, because the darkness can never win over the light. And remember, this is in one of my shorts, I told you Einstein's answer when he was asked, how can we be as smart as you are? You know what he said? He said, read fairy tales. Why? To believe in the magic of life again, and to believe in the magic of those signs. When you listen to that voice within, that divine voice within you, that's when you will get all those magical signs all around you, and they will always bring you back on the right path in case you had been astray. So all my love to you today. Please let me know in the chat what you perceive. What is your first thought when you would see maybe and then may crossed out in red, crossed out in red. So remember to be. And being doesn't mean to be dimmed or to be numbed down by whatever outside circumstances are happening where you are. Being means to be fully yourself, your God self, your illuminated, joyful self, because this is what will create peace on earth in the end. You are here to take the first path on that path to peace. And remember, there is no path to peace, because peace is the path. So if you choose to be peace and to be joy, there is no path to joy. Joy is the path. So if you choose to be joy, you will get there. There is no path to love. Love is the path. If you choose to love, to walk in love, and to be compassionate with everything and everyone around you, even those that are putting false messages to confuse humans about why certain things need to be done, you will always be on the right path if you trust your voice within. So remember, no more maybes, no more hesitation, but being fully you. Shine your light. Be joyful no matter what happens. This is the only way we can make a difference. Be love, be joy, be wisdom, be critical thinking. Be the one waking up other people. But do not play those games anymore that have numbed down a lot of souls here on earth. Because now is the time to speak our truth. Now more than ever. So I hope this inspires you, my dear soul. All my love, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Welcome here. Thank you so much for liking, for subscribing, for sharing those videos with people that you know need to hear them. It means so much to me, and thank you for having taken the time and watching this video. Mwah! All my love, and I'll see you next time. Bye.